A case in Denver could determine just how far police can go to use Google to catch a suspected criminal. This involves a well-known case, the arson that killed 5 members of a family that came to Green Valley Ranch from Senegal. A teenager is now charged with their murders. His attorney is asking to throw out evidence that's tied to Google, a ruling that could impact privacy and policing for all of us. Here's Steve Steger.
There is no question about the horror of what happened here. The Joel family, forcibly trapped inside their Green Valley Ranch home while someone lights it on fire, killing 5, including 2 kids. The question comes in how police track down their suspects.
The search that law enforcement used in this case implicates broad privacy concerns.
Michael Juba is the attorney for one of the 2 teens charged as adults in this case, Gavin Seymour.
For months, law enforcement was issuing dozens and dozens of subpoenas to try and find suspects in this case. And they had 0 suspects.
0 suspects for months, he says, until Denver police investigators attempted a long shot, getting a search warrant for Google, asking IP addresses for any users who searched for the address of the Joel's home. That warrant led to his client. Further searches led to more evidence. He argues it should all be thrown out because the search violated Seymour's 4th Amendment protection from unreasonable searches.
Some people will say, well, law enforcement should go to whatever means necessary to catch someone. But what we're talking about is whether we as a society want to implement a rule that's going to be used in the future.
This is really a landmark moment.
His concerns shared by privacy advocates like Albert Fox Kahn.
When you have a reverse warrant to look at every single person who has typed in something into Google, to me, that is not a warrant. That is an invitation for abuse.
Courts are going to struggle with this one.
9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says the law often lags when it comes to technology, and he believes this case might get the attention of a higher court.
It's a murder case. It's a serious case. And the intrusion wasn't that great, but it was an intrusion to billions of people.
Robinson told me that this might be the most interesting search and seizure issue that he has seen in his legal career. Neither the Denver DA nor the Denver Police Department would comment on this case, said that they'll be heard out in court. There is a hearing in this case coming up on August 19th, and that hearing could have implications for a lot of things. You think about it's this case, right? But we're also having this conversation right now about outlawing abortion in other states. What could this mean if a police officer is investigating something like that in another state? If there's legal precedent that says you can use this reverse Google search, could it mean that police could use it in other cases?
That really gets into fascinating territory. And as Scott Robinson was saying, this one very heinous case, the killings of 5 family members as they slept, is one thing. And you can see people kind of making the mental gymnastics to say, well, anything to solve that case. But a tool is a tool is a tool.
Right. People are going to see this as grievous if it is thrown out.
Yeah.
But it does have implications down the road, potentially. Depends on how this judge on August 19th looks at this, and then how other courts, appellate courts, maybe even the Supreme Court might look at a case like this.
And then we want to know what other evidence prosecutors have against those 2 teenagers in the house fire case once you get past the Google stuff. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Steve.